No question about it. Donald Trump is a transformational figure, from shaking up the administrative state to launching a movement that champions America First policies. But there's one massive accomplishment that gets little attention, and famed actor Jon Voight talks to Donald Trump on his historic Abraham Accords in this special. Take a look.
In the year 2020, the most significant advancement toward peace in the Middle East was formed. It was an agreement that created new relationships in a manner that had never been attempted before, and it has achieved results that have exceeded all expectations. And chances are you've never even heard of it. In this very special presentation, I'm going to take you through the history of the land of Israel, culminating in one of the most significant steps forward in the history of Israel's statehood. And I'm going to sit down with the president who made it happen. This is Israel and the Abraham Accords with Donald Trump and Jon Voight.
This brand new documentary will premiere this Sunday at 8 p.m. here on Newsmax. Joining me now is Academy Award winner, actor Jon Voight. Jon, really, really good having you. A fantastic topic. I love this topic. Take us through, the Abraham Accords were so monumental, and that came from Trump along with son-in-law Jared Kushner and others. Go ahead. Tell us where they stand now, actually.
Well, the situation now is that it's holding, but, what he created was quite monumental. And many people, of course, didn't carry this information when it first was announced. When they signed the accords, the mainstream media, of course, didn't want to do anything to encourage any praise for Trump, so they kept it quiet. But it's an unbelievable thing, a movement toward peace of this kind. It was unprecedented, and there are several. It started out with one. First of all, there was a lot of work put into this, months and years, actually, and many people involved. And finally, it happened that the United Arab Emirates were first, and then Bahrain said we want to be a part of it, and then Sudan, Oman. It's really been quite a remarkable thing that what happened was that peace, for the first time in that area, was brought forth. Really, people had a totally different and the other. The other areas of the Arab world have been favoring it too, and there's much to be done, but it's quite remarkable what happened.
Jon, for 60 years...
And this was all because...
For the entire lifespan of Israel, it's unsettled Middle East, and for the first time, as you point out, UAE, Bahrain, Sudan, Morocco got together with Israel and said, we're going to lay down the guns, we're going to lower the rhetoric. Important, I just noticed this earlier this year, last month actually, the historic flight. There's a daily flight leaving Tel Aviv going to Dubai. Now, that was unheard of prior to Donald Trump.
Yes, absolutely. All of the Middle East is opening up in this way because of this gesture. Yeah. And of course, it took years to do, and it was very clever. And in the piece, you'll see some of the architecture of that, and it's quite wonderful. Jon, wonderful to celebrate it. And what we did with this was we tell the story briefly of the history of the land of Israel. And President Trump was he was so embracing of this opportunity to just sit down and talk about it, and yet he did an awful lot of listening. You'll see a side to him that you've never seen before, or most people haven't seen before, a side of patience, of grace, even humility, I must say. It's a very beautiful side to him that is exposed here, because most of the time he's talking about very rough stuff, and he's being attacked quite a lot. So this is a different kind of time with him. It'll be a revelation to many people.
There's no coincidence that this happened under Donald Trump. No coincidence his daughter, Ivanka, became a Jew to marry Jared Kushner. He embraced Israel. Trump did. He had a great relationship with Bibi Netanyahu. Tell us what he thinks, or what you think the risk to the Abraham Accords is, with Biden negotiating so closely with Iran and the Iran nuclear deal?
Well, of course, that part of the world is very difficult. And Iran is a great danger to Israel and has been. And we, our country during prior administrations have not been helpful in that way. But I'm a person who thinks on the positive, and I pray and I hope that we'll get through this. But those accords are monumental, and they do stand as the way to proceed forward. So I think that they have made a great difference, and are holding on to this kind of idea that this region can be brought to peace. So those other areas, you know, the dangers that we face, the enemies we have enemies there. Israel has enemies there, of course.
Yeah. John, always good
With
talking
Iran.
to you. It's always good talking to Jon Voight, full disclosure friend of mine, and really good. Folks, you got to watch this. I mean, this is a fascinating special. Don't forget, you can check out that series, The Abraham Accords, will premiere this Sunday, 8 p.m. right here on Newsmax. John, always good talking to you, my friend. Appreciate your time.
Okay, I wanted to say one more thing, if I could.
Sure.
Just to you now. This is a combination of JLTV and Newsmax got together because Chris Ruddy and the owner of JLTV, Jewish Life Television, Stephen Paul, is a very close friend of Chris, and so they got together to produce this thing, and it's that's quite an unusual event in itself. So JLTV, by the way, is Jewish Life Television. People who are interested in finding how they can get to that, you look at, you just dial in jltv.tv/channels, and you'll find out how you can get to that. And of course, everybody knows what's going on with Newsmax and with Directv and all of that.
Great collaboration on that.
It's going to be
very important topic.
Yeah.
Great collaboration, and congratulations on the Trump interview. Jon Voight, good having you here, my friend.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. September is historically the worst performing month for the stock market, so you better be ready for it. The Fed continues to aggressively raise rates, and JP Morgan is forecasting another mega rate hike September the 21st. Is that why Jamie Dimon said an economic hurricane is coming our way? Well, gold and silver have remained remarkably stable despite the Fed aggressively raising rates today. The Patriot Gold Group has a special incentive for Newsmax viewers. Huge! Now precious metals investors can enjoy the no-fee for life gold and silver IRA on qualifying rollovers, or enjoy free, discreet, insured shipping on all direct gold and silver purchases. Here's the number, 800-356-4470. Call 800-356-4470 today.